You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
This is Rod Mahood, your in-game voice of the Niagara IceDogs, and you're listening to the Dog Pound Podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network, your podcast source for all game analysis, team interviews, and up-to-date news regarding the Niagara IceDogs.
Perlini! Overtime! IceDogs win! Jose! To Akil Thomas. Thomas has the angle coming in. He scores!
52.1 seconds to go. Do you love it, Niagara?
Welcome into another Niagara IceDogs game recap right here on the Dog Pound Podcast, the official podcast of your Niagara IceDogs. Proudly brought to you by Global Pet Foods, where pets are undeniably part of the family in all four of their great Niagara Region locations. Brandon Caputo here with you solo tonight to break down the IceDogs' big 3-0 victory over the Central Division Barrie Colts, rival Barrie Colts, who they'll play again this Tuesday, and big victory here on St. Patrick's Day wearing their green jerseys that were just auctioned off live at the Meridian Centre following the game. So we're going to get all of that for you, break down the game as far as the game stats, scoring summary. We'll get IceDogs head coach Ben Boudreau with his post-game thoughts on his team's performance tonight. And as well, our feature player interview is with IceDogs goaltender Charlie Robertson, who came up with a big 30-save shutout tonight. So with that said, we'll start off tonight with our game stats brought to you by J&L Flooring. If you think you can get a better deal anywhere else, you don't know jack. Contact our Niagara Falls location to begin your quality flooring project today. The IceDogs, as far as the game stats, they were outshot by Barrie 30-26. They led in the shot department in the middle period 13-7, and the Barrie Colts were able to come out with the shot advantage by the end of it, but again, it's just a matter of what the score says on the score sheet. So the IceDogs won at 3-0, but Barrie won on the shot department. Charlie Robertson came up with some big saves when he needed to on this night. The power play, which was very interesting tonight, special teams, was a big difference in the game. The IceDogs had 0 power plays tonight, which is rare for a home team to not get a single power play. And then on the Barrie Colts side, 4 man advantages for the Barrie Colts, including a 5-minute major and a 5-on-3, in which the IceDogs killed off all 4 of those power plays for the Barrie Colts. So the IceDogs a perfect 4 for 4 on the penalty kill tonight. As far as the faceoffs go, the Barrie Colts led in the faceoff department 34-29, so pretty close in that department as well. Gavin Bryant led the way with the IceDogs with 11 of 20, Alex Asadorian 7 of 17, and Ethan Zada 4 of 8 were the 3 top faceoff men for the IceDogs. And shout out to William Stewart, who was playing wing tonight, but won 3 of his 5 draws tonight. And the IceDogs, again, came away with the 3-0 win. And it never felt like Barrie was really in control other than the 5-on-3 power play that they did get after Kevin He was assessed a 5-minute major, which we'll get into. But it was really just one of those games where there was no scoring until halfway through the game, and you finally started to break through there. But 2 rival teams that have seen each other a lot. They're going to see each other again on Tuesday, but it was almost an even matchup, I would say, with the Barrie Colts. And they don't have Bo Akey right now and a couple other guys out of their lineup. I feel like this IceDogs team does match up well against the Barrie Colts on most nights, and Barrie's kind of stuck in that 8th spot right now. They can't move up in the playoffs, and they can't really move down. So I know they want to have some momentum going into the playoffs. They've kind of sputtered here. This is their 5th straight loss, so you know that they want to kind of get things righted before they get going with the playoff matchup, and they're most likely going to be an 8-1 matchup. So you want to go in there with a couple of wins, and the Barrie Colts are just sputtering right now, and wonder if they get back on track next week before they hit the playoffs, maybe a little bit more something to play for. We'll get them motivated. I'm sure Marty Williamson will get them ready come playoff time. For the IceDogs side, they finally snapped their long losing streak that had reached 10 games for them. And Charlie Robertson with back-to-back solid performances. He had a great performance against the Mississauga Steelheads the other night in Mississauga. They lost 3-2, but he came up with 40 big saves, and it could have been really out of hand if Robertson didn't really step up there for the Ice Dogs, and Ben Boudreau wanted to go back with him after the confidence that he gave them after that game in Mississauga, which we'll get into in our postgame. But as far as the lineup goes for the Ice Dogs, all the forwards, it was the exact same forward line as Mississauga. They added an extra defenseman. Eric He did not dress as the extra forward, and instead they put Darcy DeWatcher in as the 6D, and he kind of rotated in for a few shifts here and there in tonight's matchup, but it was really the 5D again for the Ice Dogs. They really carried them and had a bounce-back performance that Ben Boudreau was very critical of them last week, that said that it was probably one of their worst performances as a complete unit on the defensive side of things against the Erie Otters, and they're able to bounce back here and get a big victory here and really hold the Colts to no goals on the night. So big bounce-back performance for the Ice Dogs at Decor. We'll get to our scoring summary tonight, and that is brought to you by the Niagara Employment Help Center, helping people find work in Niagara since 1983. Check out their up-to-date job board at ehc.on.ca to find your next work opportunity today. As I mentioned earlier, 9:28 of the middle period was when we finally got our first goal of this game, and it was the captain, Gavin Bryant, receiving the pass from Ryan Robrick. Looked like it was a 2-on-1 there, and it looked like the Ice Dogs star rookie scored 27 goals this year, was going to shoot, but he was able to get Hillebrand moving a little bit and pass it over to Gavin Bryant, and the captain just buried it as he went bowling into the boards behind the net. He was coming with so much speed that he couldn't even stop when he shot the puck, but I'm sure it stings a little bit less the fact that he was able to bury that for his 20th goal of the year and getting his team up on the board 1-0.
Up opportunity, Jelsma. He turns back. Robrick almost took the puck away from Jelsma. Now Robrick does take the puck away, and Robrick coming in 2-0 with Bryant. Bryant scores!
Audio goal highlights are courtesy of YourTV. Catch the Ice Dogs at home and on the road on YourTV Niagara, exclusively on Cogeco. No scoring again until we saw later in the third period, and it was the captain once again, Gavin Bryant, getting the empty netter, Alex Asadorian flipping the puck out after the Barrie Colts had called a timeout to have the 6-on-4 advantage. Sorry, the 5-on-4, 6-on-5 advantage, excuse me. No power play for the Barrie Colts on that end, but they had the extra attacker out there, 6-on-5, called the timeout with just under a minute left. The Ice Dogs did a good job holding down the fort, and Gavin Bryant took the puck in the neutral zone and was able to kind of skate it all the way down into the open, empty net to seal it for his second goal of the game, 21st of the year, and gave the Ice Dogs a 2-0 lead. And then just to add insult to injury with 11 seconds left, it's William Stewart, and a good feel-good story for Stewart, who really put in the work and has really had some opportunities here and earning that limited ice time that he does get, getting his third goal of the season on a point shot from Callum Chanowski that he kind of buried there. Ivan Galyanov with the other assist as well, so the Ice Dogs add another insurance marker there after getting the empty netter and are able to take this game 3-0. But really the turning point in this game, I felt like, was when Kevin He was called for a 5-minute major on the Barrie Colts centerman Zach Weigel in the open ice there. Just kind of got him caught there and didn't have the puck, so Kevin He was assessed a minor for interference. They went and reviewed it as Weigel left the game after that hit, and we hope he's okay there. Kevin He was reviewed, and he was escorted out of the sin bin and down the tunnel for the rest of the night, and the Ice Dogs' leading scorer with 31 goals was out of the game for half the game. Barrie gets a 5-minute power play. The Ice Dogs hold the fort, and then they are even called for another minor penalty during that 5-minute major, which gave the Barrie Colts a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes, and the Ice Dogs continued to block a lot of shots. You saw Ethan Zada really take a hard one. Connor Federico was down there blocking shots, but mostly, all the penalty killers were great on this night, and were able to kill off to 4 power plays, but it wasn't just 4 power plays throughout the game. That moment there in the second period where you had a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes, and that extended time for the penalty killers to be out there for Niagara and Barrie not being able to score there. I think that was really the momentum boost, because if Barrie scores 1 or even 2 goals on those long power plays there, could really be a different game, and the Ice Dogs might have not had the momentum to go down and win this game, but they were able to pull through their 1-0 game for most of it until Gavin Bryant got that empty netter, and then William Stewart with 11 seconds left. So really it was a 1-0 game, and Charlie Robertson came up with some big stops. You saw Barrie was kept to the perimeter for the most part, but they did have a couple of in-tight opportunities. Not as many as Erie was able to get on Niagara and really ate their lunch the other night. Of course, Ben Boudreau wanted to focus on that as a point of emphasis to improve on from that game and a learning experience against the Erie Otters. So they did a much better job tonight of limiting the chances in the middle of the ice and keeping the Barrie Colts to the outside with some of their really talented players like Bo Jelsma and Cole Baudouin, just to name a few, and it really kept those guys off the score sheet. But in a typical Barrie and North Bay game, they did get pretty chippy there. There was, at one point, a fight that really didn't last long as the referees kind of stepped in, and a couple of scrums late, but you'd assume that these two teams play again on Tuesday, so anything that you thought might carry over, we'll see again on Tuesday up in Barrie when these two teams go at it for the final time this year as Central Division rivals. But the IceDogs improve on the season record to 3-1-1 against this Barrie Colts team this year, which is really nice to see for the IceDogs having a winning record against one of their division rivals and looking to build off of that as they continue to build as a team going into next season. Again, if you're Marty Williamson's team, I just think you have to come out with a better effort next week. I know you're locked into the playoffs sitting in that 8th seat, but you lose 5 in a row, and then you're going to have to go and play the number 1 seed, whoever that might be, when the Eastern Conference is all said and done, jockeying for position. It's going to be very tough when you're going in cold. So I think Marty Williamson should get his team ready next week, and if they pull out a win or two, they might be able to turn around, but they're kind of spiraling right now. 5 straight losses in regulation for that Barrie Colts team, and the IceDogs were able to take advantage of it tonight in front of 4,512 here at the Meridian Centre for the St. Patrick's Day game, and those lovely green jerseys that were auctioned off, as I mentioned at the top of the show, right after the game. So thank you, everybody, for participating in that and giving, that great money goes to charity. So good stuff to see with that. So we're going to take our break on today's show. We're going to come back. We're going to get our postgame with IceDogs head coach Ben Boudreau, as well as our player interview with IceDogs goaltender Charlie Robertson after his big shutout. So stay right here. We're right back on the Dog Pound Podcast, the official podcast of your Niagara IceDogs, proudly brought to you by Global Pet Foods, where pets are undeniably part of the family, and all 4 of their great Niagara Region locations.
In the Niagara Region, Global Pet Foods is your destination for premium pet nutrition and caring expertise. Whether you've welcomed a new furry family member or need advice on top quality nutrition, their dedicated staff is ready to help. Discover why Global Pet Foods' lesser-known premium brands outshine the big corporate names. Their team's passion ensures your pet's health and vitality. Check out one of their locations today: 3643 Portage Road in Niagara Falls, 160 Highway 20 in Font Hill, or 400 Scott Street and 344 Glendale Avenue in St. Catharines. Global Pet Foods, where premium brands and caring staff make the difference. Since 1999, Niagara Dental Clinic has been helping thousands of patients achieve natural-looking smiles with the confidence to show them off. Sean Battelle and his wife Anne, both licensed denturists, bring a wealth of skill and experience to the warm and friendly atmosphere to their Niagara Falls location at 5501 Drummond Road. And their on-site Niagara Hearing Clinic offers free hearing tests and a variety of services to fit your needs. This family-run practice takes pride in providing superior care and service to their patients, along with the best premium products available on the market. Get the best work done at a more reasonable price. Niagara Dental Clinic is here to help. Protect your teeth with a mouth guard, replace missing teeth, and get better hold with your dental implants. Call them today for a free consultation at 905-353-1552 or check them out online at niagaradentalclinic.com. Niagara Dental Clinic, creating natural smiles in the Niagara Region. Wild Bill's Auto Repair is your local center for auto maintenance and repair in the Niagara Region. Since 2012, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop has been helping customers stay safe and confident on the road, knowing their vehicles in top running condition through their services. Located at 7868 Oakwood Drive in Niagara Falls, the garage started as a tribute to the owner's father, William Robert Hunter, who passed away, continuing the same community spirit and high level of service which customers came to expect from him back at Hunter's Auto Repair. Their multi-award-winning auto shop has earned the trust of the Niagara community with its fair treatment of all customers, who can feel confident they'll get the trustworthy advice and repairs during their visit. Their experienced crew loves meeting new people and looks forward to forming a lasting partnership for the care of your cars. To find out more or to book a service, contact them today, 905-358-7868 or wildbillsauto.ca. Wild Bill's Auto Repair, helping customers stay safe and confident on the road since 2012. J&L Flooring is Niagara's specialty flooring and design company. They take great pride and provide elite customer service and support. With a beautiful showroom, great pricing, and a wide variety of truly unique products, J&L Flooring is your specialty flooring and decor boutique shop. All of their products are environmentally friendly and responsibly produced so you can feel good about your flooring choices. Their goal is to build authentic relationships based on honesty and integrity that they foster with respect and authenticity. Offering a unique and wide range of quality products presented by a knowledgeable and patient team, they simplify the process to make your life easier and to make your home more beautiful. Visit them at 4424 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls or find out more at jnlflooring.com. If you think you can get a better deal anywhere else, you don't know Jack at J&L Flooring.
This is Kevin Heath.
This is Ethan Zatter.
It's on Florida.
You're listening to the Dog Pound Podcast,
The official podcast of the Niagara IceDogs.
Welcome back to part 2 of today's Niagara IceDogs game recap here on the Dog Pound Podcast, the official podcast of your Niagara IceDogs. Proudly brought to you by Global Pet Foods. Their pets are undeniably part of the family in all 4 of their great Niagara Region locations. Make sure to check them out on the first Tuesday of every month for Seniors Day. If you're over 65, you can go in there, show your identification, and get your seniors discount exclusively at Global Pet Foods the last Tuesday of every single month here in the Niagara Region. All 4 of the great Niagara Region locations are able to assist you with that. So with that said, we're going to take you to our post-game with IceDogs head coach Ben Boudreau following the 3-0 victory here against the Barrie Colts on St. Patrick's Day. And as always, that's brought to you by Wild Bill's Auto Repair, helping customers stay safe and confident on the road since 2012 in honor of the late William Robert Hunter. Here are some great thoughts from the IceDogs head coach Ben Boudreau on his team's performance and pulling away with the 2 points and getting off the big losing streak.
Broke a 10-game losing streak, got a shutout. Overall, you got to feel pretty good for the guys, right?
I feel great. I mean, in the 10-game shutout or 10-game losing streak, you see 7 straight games of blowout losses, and you wonder, okay, now are we going to get our game back? Are we going to try to play? And then the Peterborough game I thought was really good. Erie I thought was really good. And we started turning a corner just as far as the way we played without the results. And I thought for a 4th consecutive game we've played really well within our structure. And now tonight we finally got the results, and a little bit of a storybook ending to do it in a fashion where there's all these goals going in, and to finish with a shutout is a pretty good feeling, not just for the team victory itself, but Charlie and our defense that have been battling as hard as they can.
And Charlie, he lets in a bunch of goals, and usually it's not his fault. How good do you feel for him that he got a bit of a break today?
On a personal level, you want to see all that your hard work is paying off, and I thought he was a difference maker tonight, and I thought he made his routine saves that he should have, but maybe came up with 1 or 2, maybe that were earmarked for the back of the net. But he was great tonight, and anytime that you have a big win, usually it's your goaltender that makes a big difference, and tonight was such the case, and I thought he was a big impact player, and we've seen it in a few different games, so we know he's got the potential to be there, and I think the next challenge for him is finding a way to do it consecutively.
For sure. How important too is it for these guys to see a little bit of success, right? Because you go out there and you try hard and the ball just doesn't go your way. That's tough after a while, isn't it?
Well, you want to see the fruits of your labor actually pay off a little bit, and one of the things that we did yesterday was highlight all the good things that we've been doing over the last 3 games just without the results, and we were just preaching to stay with it and keep going, that at some point this is going to break, and I thought we got some of the good breaks tonight, and even though that we had to kill off 4 penalties with 0 power plays, and we didn't make anything as an excuse. We just found a way to execute out there, and I thought it was contributions from everybody up and down the lineup for 60 minutes, and that was a good recipe for success tonight.
Absolutely. You did it with Dad in the house too. How good does that feel to be able to show your dad a game like that, right?
Oh, it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm sure he's proud of his son down on the bench, and I can see my son in the stands at the game as well too. So it was a whole family affair with the Boudreaus in the building, and no better place to do it in the city that you grew up in. So it's like that every single day I come into work. That's how I feel. But when you can win and do it with your family members and your friends in the building, I think it's just a little bit that much better.
Hard to top that for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Coach, when Kevin goes out with the 5-minute penalty, that's tough to overcome with your leading scorer going to miss half the game there, and the other guys kind of stepping up in his absence. Can you just talk about the morale on the bench and the guys feeling after your leading scorer is assessed a 5-minute major?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't agree with the penalty. We didn't think that it was a 5-minute major, and nobody wants to see somebody get hurt on the other side of the thing, so we hope that he's doing okay. But, we tried to rally around him, feeling we didn't get, the benefit of many calls throughout the game at the same time, too. So we used that as a rallying cry for our troops, and everybody played as hard as they can. They found a way to kill it off, and we generated momentum from that kill. So we turned a negative into a positive, which hasn't happened too often for us, but I thought we did a great job of utilizing that here tonight.
And Charlie, Peterborough last weekend was a game that you probably wanted to have back, and he'd probably want to have back. In the last 2 games, I know Mississauga was a loss, but he came up with a big 40 save to keep you in that game. And then tonight as well, come away with the shutout. So talk about him getting back-to-back starts there and being confident with him in going in there.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to reward some pretty good play from him here recently. And so, 3 goals against, that was the biggest goal differential that we've had, in the last 9 games. So we wanted to reward him and let him know that, it didn't go unnoticed amongst the staff and management. And then he rewarded us with an unbelievable effort tonight, his first shutout as an Ice Dog, and we hope it's not his last.
And you talk about Gavin Bryant getting the empty netter, but also the big goal to get you up 1-0 there. It was 0-0 for halfway through the game, and you're finally able to break the ice. Just how big is that for your captain to come through, and also in general being able to score the first goal when half the game goes scoreless? Just how big of an icebreaker is that for your team?
Well, I mean, Gavin's the captain for a lot of reasons, right? He can make a difference both on and off the ice in a lot of different scenarios. But, big-time players make big-time plays, and Gavin has been red hot as of lately, and so we really rode him tonight, knowing that we have a day off coming up with 4 and 5. But he's been unbelievable in our group, and it just makes you really excited to see when you can build and support a team around him here coming in for next year. But we still got 4 games left in the season. I can't wait to see how he caps them off.
Lastly, what was the message when Kevin gets the 5 and then you get the 2 on top of that? So Barrie has a full 2-minute 5-on-3, and you're killing off so much time for your penalty killers, and they're out there giving everything they have and really leaving it all out there and nothing left in the tank. So what was the message when you were shorthanded for that long and your penalty kill being able to come away there with not allowing any goals for Barrie's side?
Well, just use it as a momentum booster, right? I mean, it's adversity. We were going to face it. We have been facing it, and you didn't think it would come easy to get out of a 10-game losing streak. There's going to be some obstacles that we had to overcome, and that was just another one in our path that we had to overcome. So we didn't like the call. Nobody likes getting put down 5-on-3, and we, instead of griping about it, we found a way to sacrifice, get out there and make a big difference. So it was great for our group to be able to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
There was Ice Dogs head coach Ben Boudreau in the Wild Bills auto repair postgame. Talked about they got the final stretch coming up, 4 games in their last 5 days of the season. Not going to be an easy one for them to close out their season on a high note, but it's good for them to finally get off that schneid and get that win to get them back in the win column going into that final week there. 2 road games are going to play in Barrie on Tuesday, the rescheduled game from Barrie's ice being unplayable a few weeks back, and then they're going to play in Brantford on Wednesday before playing a few home games to end their season. But you can tell from head coach Ben Boudreau the morale is up with the guys. They talked about in practice the good things that they've done and continuing to build on those despite going through that rough patch there, losing 10 straight games. But you saw the good habits tonight. You saw Charlie Robertson come up with some big saves, and Gavin Bryant, he talked about his leader just being a driver in all aspects and his confidence rubbing off on the rest of the group there. So really good thoughts, as always, from the Ice Dogs head coach as they go into a well-deserved off day tomorrow before getting back at it on Tuesday when they go up to Barrie for the final game in the rematch against this Barrie Colts team. And talking about the team's response there after Kevin was assessed that 5-minute major, just doing the right things on the penalty kill and not getting beat net front and not getting beat for those battles. They did a good job tonight in bouncing back from that game the other night against the Erie Otters, which was the complete opposite of the performance that they had tonight. So with that said, we're going to take you to our final interview tonight, and that is our Ice Dogs feature player interview, brought to you by the Niagara Denture Clinic, creating natural smiles in Niagara for 25 years. If you forgot to bring your mouthguard on the ice or lost a chiclet, contact our licensed team of denture professionals in Niagara Falls today to get your smile back on track It is with goaltender and shutout goaltender for the Niagara IceDogs tonight, Charlie Robertson, after his big 30-save performance. Charlie, back-to-back games. The game Mississauga didn't go your way, but you came up with a big performance there, and then obviously first shutout with the member of the IceDogs. Just talk about your confidence level and how good it's felt lately in the net.
Yeah, obviously we were in a bit of a slump, and it was hard to get some wins and have put together a good game, but I just kept on telling myself it's going to come, and obviously Mississauga had a good game, but we didn't get the results, and I just came in here with a lot of confidence tonight, and we got the win, so it was very good.
And your team was shorthanded 4 times tonight, including a 5-on-3 for full 2 minutes, and you also had the 5-minute kill. Just from your vantage point, what were the guys doing in front of you that made it easy for you to kind of see the pucks and being able to come up with some good defensive zone coverage there?
Yeah, they're unreal in front of me tonight, and even blocking shots. I don't know how many shots they blocked, but it was crazy. Big thanks to them tonight, and obviously it helped very much with the shutout.
When you're a goalie and the game is in your end for a lot of it, is it easier to kind of stay in the rhythm as opposed to maybe when the game's back and forth, or when it's mostly in the other end and you're not really getting as much action? Is it easy to kind of stay in the game, stay in the rhythm when it's in your end all the game?
Yeah, obviously I think you're a little more dialed in when the puck's in your end a little more, but it was very good. I think the team we were in the offensive zone a lot tonight, and it helped out a lot too.
What did you see on Gavin Bryant getting that goal with Ryan Robrick? And Robrick's usually a shooter, but he passed it off to your captain, Gavin Bryant, and took a big spill into the boards after. I don't think that was exactly the celly that he wanted. What did you see there?
Oh, obviously it was a great play. Rubes is a great player, and obviously you think he'd shoot because he's a shoot-first guy, but he made a great pass, and it was a great goal.
Any favorite St. Patrick's Day's memories, or do you feel lucky on a day like this?
Yeah, it's obviously a lucky day, but I just remember going to Florida with my grandparents and spending March break there for St. Patrick's Day, so it was quite special to get the win here tonight. IceDogs
goalie Charlie Robertson, congratulations on the shutout, and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There was IceDogs goaltender Charlie Robertson on the Niagara Denture Clinic feature player interview. Good thoughts there from the goaltender, and just gaining confidence. We know how much that means for goaltenders to just have that confidence and have a couple of back-to-back performances that were really solid, but then finally get the 2 points in the victory as well. A well-deserved shutout for Charlie Robertson, who's been very solid for the IceDogs, as opposed maybe 1 or 2 performances he'd like back, but for the most part has been very steady in the net for the IceDogs, and finally getting rewarded a well-deserved shutout there for the IceDogs goaltender, number 77, a great goalie number. Love to see that, other than the generic numbers in the 30s, so should have asked him about his choice of number there. But regardless, great performance from Charlie Robertson, and just continuing to gain confidence in that net for the IceDogs with back-to-back solid performances and then picking up the 2 points tonight. So I'm going to put myself on the spot, as Cam is not here tonight and no guest co-host, for our player of the game, brought to you by the Niagara Golf Lounge. Niagara's home for golf and sport year-round, located in the Best Western Carencroft Hotel in Niagara Falls. Visit NiagaraGolfVacations.com to learn more, to host an event, or to book your golf bay today. I got a lot of choices here. You go with Charlie Robertson making the 30-save shutout, but I'm going to go with Gavin Bryant tonight. Getting that first goal was really an icebreaker, and being able to get on the board there halfway through the second period was a huge momentum boost, as Ben Boudreau talked about, just getting that first goal. Took a big spill afterward, and he wasn't feeling too hot down there after the game, but again, they came away with the 2 points, and he got the 2 goals, so I'm sure that bruise he's going to have on his leg there is going to feel a little bit less after getting that 2 points, and it'll feel even sweeter tomorrow when he wakes up a little bit battered and bruised. But I'm going to give it to the IceDogs captain tonight, Gavin Bryant, with the game-winning goal halfway through the second period, and then sealing it with that empty netter late in the third period. He's just continued to get better and better since being given that C after the trade deadline. He's up to 21 goals on the season, and just a great leader on and off the ice. A great example for a lot of this young IceDogs core to learn from, taking key draws, offensive zone, defensive zone. What more can you say about how important Gavin Bryant is to this team, and one of the biggest acquisitions of the offseason for this club, not only for what he brings on the ice, but the great person that he is off the ice, and top-notch human being, as good of a hockey player as he is. So shout out to the Ingersoll native, Gavin Bryant, and going up against a good buddy of his in Bo Jelsma, getting the last laugh tonight against the Barrie Colts, and that rematch coming up on Tuesday. So that's going to wrap it up for us here at the Meridian Centre on the Dog Pound Podcast. Thank you to everybody tuning in today for this big victory for the Ice Dogs, coming away with the 3-0 win on St. Patrick's Day and auctioning off those great green jerseys. Next home game for the Ice Dogs will be this Thursday against the Mississauga Steelheads before they wrap up on Saturday their season against the Sudbury Wolves. So 2 more Central Division opponents coming up for the Ice Dogs to close out their season at home at the Meridian Centre. So let's pack the barn here in downtown St. Catharines and get it rocking for the final 2 games of the season, getting them some good momentum and a good send-off into the off-season, a big off-season and one they're going to want to come back in the fall very strong with. So let's hope that they can get things turned around here. Maybe a win against the Brantford Bulldogs and snapping that streak would also be good on the road. So 4 games left for the Niagara Ice Dogs, 2 more game recaps for myself. Cam will be back actually for the next game recap there against the Mississauga Steelheads on Thursday night. That will be our next recording. So thank you to everybody tuning in today on another edition of the Dog Pound Podcast. Make sure to follow us at Dog Pound Podcast on X, as well give us some love on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and as well our YouTube channel, Armchair GM Sports Network, and all of our podcasts are posted there, video and audio on demand. And thank you to those today tuning in today on your favorite audio platform. So for Cam Halbert, who's not here today, my name is Brandon Caputo. This has been another edition of the Dog Pound Podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network, and we'll talk to you again very soon.